The top bureaucrat concedes it appears his department tried to cover up the Western Sydney land deal that saw taxpayers overcharged up to $27 million. Let's go live to political reporter Eliza Edwards. Eliza, there are 4 new investigations into this deal.
Yeah, Tom, the Infrastructure Department boss has been grilled at Senate estimates over the $30 million purchase of that parcel of land next to the new Western Sydney airport that was later valued at $3 million. So he's told Senate estimates that he will try to get to the bottom of what's happened here. It's now the subject of an AFP investigation after the Auditor General found due diligence wasn't followed and that public servants acted unethically. So at the outset of his evidence, Simon Atkinson said that he's opened 4 separate probes into the 2018 purchase. The Auditor General also found that bureaucrats provided inaccurate information when auditors first started asking questions. Mr Atkinson conceding it looks like a cover-up.
I get people make mistakes, etc., but you read this audit report, you see a series, you see conduct which is extraordinary and outside of what any reasonable person would regard as appropriate action by officers. But worse, what it looks like is people tried to cover it up when the audit office came asking questions.
Senator, I agree with you.
Do you think people tried to cover it up, Mr Atkinson?
Senator, I want to get to the bottom of what happened, which is why I've pulled in an independent auditor of my own so that I can get to the bottom of the facts. I'm trying to clean it up.
Tom, the infrastructure boss also revealed that there were internal concerns raised about the $27 million overpayment by an accountant well before the audit office started looking at this, but he was told there was nothing wrong.
The significant and unusual transaction was recognised, and it was referred to the Western Sydney unit for review of the activity.
And they came back saying nothing to see here?
And they came back based on the same information that had previously supported decision makers that the ANAO found was not appropriate advice.
Okay. But at that point, they say nothing to see. So the people, they came up with the same argument that they previously used to justify an excessive valuation.
In simple terms, yes.
Yes.
In his line of questioning, Liberal Senator Gerard Rennick suggested or tried to offer up a defence for the overpayment, saying that a nearby parcel of land used for residential purposes was sold at a much higher value. He also suggested the Auditor General carried out the valuation for the airport landside site, which is not the case.
So it's fair to say that if it wasn't zoned for airport development, it'd probably be very close to being residential value. 500 square metre block would be valued at $12,500. That's very cheap property for what would be if you classified it under residential.
Mr Atkinson said that any results from the internal reviews within the Infrastructure Department will be made public, so certainly more scrutiny to come on this land deal. Tom.